Oh man, do we have a lot to talk about today. I found 3 stocks that the politicians are buying, but here's the kicker. There might still be time to jump in. Not financial advice. The queen herself, Nancy Pelosi, has disclosed a $5 million stock move. Trump recently allowed Nvidia to sell its AI chips to China, and there's some shady stuff going on around that topic. And Joe Rogan, of all people, is out here exposing the politicians with us for their sketchy stock trades, and a trade that we posted about was mentioned. Never in a million years did I think that would happen. Let's go. Hey, if you guys like this type of content, smash the like button. All right, so here are the 3 stocks that I am buying because the politicians are loading the boat with them. The first one is Tractor Supply, ticker TSCO. So back in May, Representative April Delaney bought $45,000 worth of this one. And it immediately caught my eye because it's the first time she's ever bought the stock. I'm not telling you this for no reason. Something felt off about this trade that I couldn't ignore. Stay with me here because Tractor Supply sells agricultural equipment. And she just so happens to sit on the House Agriculture Committee. What? You cannot sit here and tell me that that is not a direct conflict of interest, because it's pretty obvious that it is. And I am honored to let you know that she's not up that much on the trade. Just a measly 17%, so maybe there's still time to jump in. Number 2 is First Pacific Company, ticker FPAFY. I caught Representative Susan Delbean buying this stock on May 29th, and this was not a normal trade whatsoever. This was the first $1 million stock purchase by a member of Congress in over 2 months at the time of her buy. She isn't messing around, guys. Susan must have been asleep for 3 years because this was her first stock purchase since 2022. Now, I do need to let you know that she is only up 13% since she bought in. Hold on a second. Let's run these numbers. $1 million times 1.13 minus 1 million. Guys, she's already made $130,000 on this trade, and it's only been 2 months. That's insane. All right, the third stock is MSA Safety, ticker MSA. So back on April 15th, Representative Michael McCaul bought $100,000 worth of this stock. And what you don't know is that the company won a $33 million Coast Guard contract for SCBA assemblies last year. SCBA stands for Self-Contained Breathing Apparatus, and firefighters wear these to basically breathe oxygen when they are fighting fire. And the one question that I have now is, does Michael McCaul know about some future game-changing contract that MSA might win in the future? I mean, he's already up 24% on this trade. Maybe it goes even higher. Now, of course, none of this is investment advice, and I'd highly recommend that you do your own research before making any investment decisions. Don't take my word for it. All right, Nancy Pelosi is officially back with another stock trade. Well, maybe I shouldn't say stock trade because technically these were options calls that she exercised and turned into stock. Anyways, she exercised her call options on Broadcom, ticker AVGO, which she purchased in 2024. And she now owns up to $5 million worth of Broadcom stock. And since she originally got into these call options, the stock is up 84%. We call her the queen for a reason. Just so you know, if you look on Altaneer, you can see that she has accumulated $237 million in trading volume since 2014. And she achieved a 70% return in the stock market according to this report. I think we figured out where her main source of moolah comes from. Okay, so if you didn't know already, the CEO of Nvidia met with Trump on July 10th. And on July 14th, Jensen Huang, the CEO, announced that Nvidia can now resume sales of its H20 AI chips to China, which were effectively banned from being sold to China at the beginning of April as a result of Trump's strict export requirements. When this news came out, Nvidia shot up 4% in a single trading day and has only climbed since then. Obviously, this is great news for the company and is currently trading at a $4.23 trillion market cap, making it the most valuable publicly traded company in the world by market capitalization. And you probably already know where I'm going with this one. Of course, there was a politician set to profit from all of this. And it's not just any random politician. It's one that could have, but maybe not have been briefed about the unbanning of Nvidia's AI chips before it was unbanned. We caught Representative Michael McCaul suspiciously buying $100,000 worth of this stock before all of it happened. Gosh. This guy cannot catch a break. Oh, and by the way, it was actually 2 separate buys of $50,000, which equals up to $100,000. Now, the reason why I said suspiciously earlier is because he sits on the Foreign Affairs Subcommittee for East Asia, and the Pacific. For those of you who didn't pay attention in geography class, East Asia includes China. And considering the fact that the US is currently in an AI race against China, McCaul was maybe briefed about this before it happened. Now, of course, we don't know that this is the case. It's just an educated guess. With all of that being said, he's up 83% on one of his buys on April 8th. Well, I'm glad I posted this on X because the Joe Rogan podcast is talking about it.
You've got your situations where you've got like your Nancy Pelosi's where they're clearly using the system for extreme wealth. You know, they may have a reasonable income of $170,000, $200,000 a year, but yet they're worth hundreds of millions of dollars. Like, that's kind of crazy.
You know what? It is kind of crazy how a politician can go from $100,000 to $100 million after joining Congress. But how exactly are they doing it? I think you already know. But you better keep watching to what his guest says because he exposes everything.
We just saw the story about this congressman right before the big beautiful bill passed, and he like sold all his stock in a company that does Medicaid reimbursements.
Oh, Jesus.
So like, you know.
Because you knew it was coming.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that he said this because I know exactly what he's talking about because I posted about it when it happened. The politician that he is referring to is Republican Representative Robert Bresnahan. And we literally caught him red-handed selling out of a company called Centene, ticker CNC, right before it crashed 55%. Now, the main reason why the stock crashed so hard is because of the passing of the One Big Beautiful Bill, which includes massive cuts to Medicaid. And Centene here is the largest Medicaid managed care organization in the United States, which means really bad news for them and their stock. Oh, and guess who voted yes to cut Medicaid? It was Bresnahan. And as Joe Rogan would put it, they're clearly using the system to possibly avoid huge losses in the stock market, which helps them protect their money if the market crashes. I don't know how this is okay, but it definitely shouldn't be allowed. What do you think? Hey, if you're a real one and you watched all the way to the end, comment Joe Rogan down below. That's all I have for today. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out. Altaneer link down in bio if you want to see the politicians' trades. Just throwing that out there.